this series in 3 games. I mean, they're playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah, I think that Cloud9 really showed up here. And High, oh my God, we haven't seen these guys in like a month, and they're just blowing out the gate, guns blazing. They're going crazy. The calls seem very clear, very concise. I think the average game time right now between these two, it's like 24 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Giving High Zed after you guys buff Zed.
You guys.
You guys are the enemy right now.
Us, man.
Rito's going down.
Let me apologize for all the buffs that I gave Zed.
All right, well, thank you for apologizing. We needed that. So yeah, High's getting a comfort champion who's really strong in this meta and really strong for their team, and I think it's not something they can counter anymore with Akali or whatever picks they think they have.
I was going to say, it's something that we commented on immediately at the end of Champion Select here at the analyst desk, was the idea that Cloud9 ended up with a very strong standard meta comp. They had the Maokai, they had the Zed, they had the Kha'Zix, they had the Tristana. Like these are all champions that are normally, traded within the first rotation or two of Champion Select, and somehow Cloud9 ended up with all of them.
Yeah, I thought that was a little strange there, and Freak, he did call into question Curse's pick ban phase last time, where they're banning their own champions and they're not getting what they want here for themselves. I think that happened again. I do think that Champion Select did go in favor of Cloud9 right off the bat there.
But we do have to give them credit for trying something different, right? They go to the Nocturne, they go to the Akali, because they seem at least confident that those are counters to what they're seeing Cloud9 pick up.
But I feel like the Lulu first pick should have been a Tristana. It really should have been, because it's such a flex pick in power for Curse that why wouldn't you take that pick? It makes no sense to me.
That's actually a very good point. They do have the ability to throw it in the mid lane or the bot lane, so you're not necessarily giving away a whole lot. And it's just, we've seen that champion be so successful throughout the playoffs. I do want to jump into a replay, though. About 19 minutes in, probably. I know you wanted to take this one, so we're going to pull it up on the screen and let you run with it.
All right, so this is where Curse is wanting to engage while C9 is clearing vision. And actually starts off with a perfect balls TP right when Nocturne ults. And actually, Elimination's able to absorb Nami's Q and her ult. And Nocturne goes in, immediately flashes out, and gets Lulu ulted, which I think was just a misplay on them. And at this point, Balls is in perfect position. He's in front of 2 of his carries, and now Sneaky and Kha'Zix just get to do Goomba jumps over all of them.
Yeah, look at how many flashes are still up in this fight. Pretty much everybody's.
Yeah, I think the fight just turned so quickly on Curse, they weren't sure how to react, so they just ended up saving all their flashes.
I think it was slightly unfortunate, too, that Akali diving into that fight was just in range of that pink ward in the pixel bush, and therefore Maokai, with all of his lockdown and CC, it was really easy for them to lock up the Akali and blow him up.
Akali actually got flash twisted advanced by Maokai right when he got in the fight, and that could have been the opening Akali needed to ult back out or to ult and finish off someone. So I think that Ball's flash Wing was the perfect play.
And this is just the team fight prowess that Cloud9 has. We've seen it, for seasons now, that it doesn't really seem to matter how the fight gets initiated. Yeah. They're comfortable in it.
And I definitely feel like they're trying to beat Curse at their own game, like we heard them say at the desk, because, Cloud9 at their own game, Curses, what ended up happening there, and last game, we see some miscommunication. Quas with the TP in, Quas this game using his ultimate on Dominate, who flashes out instead of Voyboy, who's right in the thick of the fight and needed that ultimate to survive and possibly get another reset and more damage output.
I want to look at another example of that teamfight prowess that Cloud9 has, because it was another instance where Curse thought maybe they could capitalize on something. We're going to go 21 minutes into the game in the top lane. Cloud9 ends up with a 3-for-0 at the end of this.
Yeah, it's the hero play gank here from Dominate. Start rolling the clip out. They're going to try to focus High out here. But Elimination, he's already en route to the top lane, just pretty much out of pure instinct and game sense. And they go on High. They get the knockup. He flashes away. He uses Shadow to get away. But then right here, Elimination, he finally closes that distance. Stand behind me as soon as the Nocturne tries to finish him off. He gets the ultimate and then Unbreakable. And there's no more damage output that you can deal to him. It's so difficult in that situation. High got so many heals as well.
It is amazing that High lived through that. He was at a sliver of health for quite a while in that fight.
I think the best part was High was at a sliver, and right after they killed the Nocturne, he stayed in. Yeah. He knew that he would survive on Zed and was like, I can do more damage. I don't need to back out right now, guys. So he just kept running forward. If that was me, I got to kill a Nocturne. I'm running, boy.
Peace out, boys.
You kill the melee, and then Unbreakable comes up, and he soaks all of the ranged for you. So there's nothing they could have done there to kill High.
All right. We're going back to a third game now. Curse, they are up against the ropes here. They're grasping at straws. What's the one that they can grab that's going to bring it back for them?
The fact that they're on red side, I believe, this game, they probably aren't going to get that Tristana, which I thought would have been the saving grace for them in game 2. I think they have to just hash out their picks and bans better and then get an early game lead, get dominate on something that's aggressive, because I think he has one of the records for most first bloods on him in terms of assisting him and actually being the first blood killer. But on something like Nocturne, you sit around forever, wait to 6. He didn't get his first ultimate off until, I believe, level 8. He didn't do anything up until that point.
I would definitely expect to see that Zed ban come through this time. You got to put high onto something that he's a little bit less comfortable on. But we've got to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll see if Cloud9 can lock up this semifinal series in Game 3 versus Curse. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty of more playoff action coming your way.
Dominate's going to fall over balls and